So the big question of the day is, am I dropping Spawn and Gunslinger Spawn? Guys, I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. If you love daily comic book content, you like me helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy, guys, you came to the right place. So why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So today is going to be a little video here. And I wanted to discuss this topic because people have been asking me, right? Mike, are you dropping Spawn and Gunslinger Spawn? And unfortunately, the answer to that question is yes, I actually am. The reason being is I absolutely love the character Spawn. I love the concept of Spawn. And I love Gunslinger Spawn. But when it comes to the storytelling of the Spawn comic books in general, with Todd's writing, it is too much of a slow drag. It takes forever for something to move along in his stories, right? And that's been my relationship with Spawn. And ever since 300 came around, I jumped back on board. I'm like, all right, here we go. A new era for the character. We got introduced to another new Spawn by the name of Gunslinger Spawn. And in the beginning, it was great. We got these new titles that came out. And you know what? They weren't bad. And you follow what you follow, right? So I'm like, well, I'm not going to read all the Spawn books like Scorch or King Spawn. I'm like, let me read Gunslinger, which I'm really enjoying, and the main Spawn title to keep up what's going on. But as time has gone along, I wound up picking up Deadly Tales of Gunslinger Spawn. And that started off strong. So then I had 3 Spawn titles, more Spawn titles than I've ever had before. And there was obviously new titles that came off that surrounded the Spawn universe, right? These spin-off titles, but not written by McFarlane himself. And when those came out, I'm like, these are not that great. And so I tried them and I dropped them, right? And then we get Deadly Tales of Gunslinger Spawn. Started off really strong. And then as soon as we got that first artwork change after issue 3, and then that second story arc, I found myself not into it. And I'm like, well, I think I'm going to drop it. So I dropped it. And then we continue Spawn and we continue Gunslinger Spawn. And what I've noticed with Gunslinger Spawn, and this is a book where I think we're on 40-something, 43 issues at this point. So it's been out for a while now that I was praising it, telling you guys to pick it up, which I will not take back because in the early issues of Deadslinger Spawn, that book is fire. But I feel like it has lost its way. I feel like it's lost what made it so unique. Gunslinger is a character where he is best, I feel, all by himself. Not with Spawn, not with any other weird characters out there, trying to discover the world of Earth, teaming up with the human ally, right? And that's how it started off. And then he wound up kind of going on the run. He committed this murder. And then it's wound up leading to the other Spawn characters, introducing some other characters. He's like Angel now. He has these angel wings. And it's not like progressing anything that happened in the story. Even his partner, his human alloy, I forgot his human ally's name. He's now some kind of Spawn character or something like that. And I feel like that book has become too much of a supernatural style of book. Would have been great on its own, where no one has to follow anything that's going on the Spawn comic books. Just make him like this Clint Eastwood, Wolverine style of Spawn character. And I think that book would have been still just as great as it was in the first like 25, 30 issues or so. And now in the past year, it's just lost its way. And when it's come to Spawn, it's been the same way. It's been kind of at this standstill where we're just fighting random characters that get introduced every single issue. Who is this character? Who is that issue? What's happening there? The dead zones were closed for like 20 issues and now they reopened up and we're getting introduced to all these crazy ass characters that you have no idea that they're about. It's just overwhelming and craziness, right? But it doesn't ever progress the story. And even though the artwork is outstanding and part of the reason why I have stuck with it all the way through, I'm just not into the story anymore. And some would argue with me and say, but Mike, you stick with some of these most spectacular Marvel books for years and years, like X-Men and Spider-Man. Why aren't you sticking with Spawn, which might be a cheaper book? Well, you know what? Those heroes are more childhood heroes to me. Spider-Man, childhood hero. Read it for years and years. Spawn, like I said, on and off throughout my entire life. I read it because it looks freaking cool and thinking that the story is going to get better. It does for a little while and then I get bored of it, you know? So it is what it is. Plus, it also raised its price and went from $2.99 to $3.99. And you get 24 pages, not maybe 28 pages. So it's all those things that kind of add up to make me make that decision to go, you know what? If comics weren't $4.99 or $3.99 or $5.99, maybe I would hold on to it. But this goes back to the true saying, if you're not really enjoying anything or if it's not the hero that you love to read, then drop it, right? And when it comes to Spawn, unfortunately, I am dropping it alongside with the Gunslinger title. I know there's some kind of event getting ready to come out when it comes to Spawn once again, but I think I'm just gonna pass on it. We get new comics coming out every single week. You guys see me review pretty much 6 or 7 new issue ones. And that's how many new comics I add to my list almost every time. So I do have to make drops when needed, and Spawn has to get cut, unfortunately. So let me know in the comments below, do you guys agree with my decision? Do you disagree? And obviously, it's not gonna matter because I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway, but I'm always curious to hear your guys' input here, right? And do you still read these Spawn comic books as well? Has Spawn gotten too overwhelming for you? Has it lost its weight for you as well? So like I said, I want to hear all those comments down in the comment section below. And if you like this video, guys, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel like I said. I'm going to leave you more content right here. This is the most recent issue of Worthy Ones. Hopefully you guys will check that out as I cover all the newest issue ones. And of course, guys, remember, support those local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting, but always read your comics so we can have great comic conversation. Guys, I'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye.